bear with me and I'll give you guys a proper introduction. We're just dealing with some final things. That's last week's episode. No, the week before. Come on, Clint. All right, we are live. Episode 81. So, yes, hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode number 81 of Lawnhub Live After Lunch. My name is Clint Adams, and I am your host today, solo host. Jonesy has finally decided to go get the tattooing of hair dots on his head to make it look like he is not follically challenged. We are having some technical issues, so if you are still hearing it as quiet, we're doing our best. If you can just comment in the YouTube around how it's going, that would be much appreciated, or the Instagram. We had an update on the soundboard earlier, and basically, unless the microphone is down my throat, we are not getting audio. Are you hearing all right? Yep. So I think it actually might be connected to, it's doing it properly. Like it's actually picking up audio that's in front of it, but then if you go away, it's not, which is kind of what we want, right? You don't want to pick up ambient noise. So I know there's a bunch of you out there that are big fans of Kira. She is the producer of today's podcast. So in the absence of old follically challenged Gawler Man, we will have probably a little bit of interaction with Kira, considering that she's just been on leave and the sun is out. So
Yes.
your lawn should no longer look like shit.
Looks pretty bad at the moment.
It's rough. Yeah, the audio is cutting in and out. I heard you hear that, the first half of your sentence. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to try and keep it as good as I can on an audio standpoint. The podcast might not go as long as normal, unless Jonesy walks back in with whatever they put on tattoos now. Be Panthen. I don't know. Yeah, I'm all over it. Cool. See, I know stuff. And then at 3 o'clock today, we'll be giving away a USP. I think that's what we're giving away. And obviously, we're only 1 week away from giving away a $1,799 Scott Bonner 17-inch fully restored mower. So I'm not getting any messages from anyone about audio. I'll just jump on Instagram. But today's a good day. If you've got questions, especially questions that may be more business than lawn, I might be able to help, considering I am better with business than I am with lawn. But also, if you do have lawn care questions, then by all means, give it a crack. And if I can't answer it, then we'll get an adult to help you when they are available. Yeah, it is really low. Sorry, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this even without the audio. How can we fix it? There's nowhere else we can turn it up, is there? We need some sound engineers, yeah. Can't hear anything on IG Live, but the audio is really quiet on YouTube. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure if it's worth doing the podcast if we don't capture the audio properly, because otherwise no one's going to listen and it won't be of any value. Is the audio that we're catching going to be valuable for the repost? Will it be loud enough for that?
Yeah, like it's showing that I can hear you properly.
Yeah. I mean, I can hear you now. It's just how it's getting out into the real world. And I don't know if that's from plugs or, I don't know. I ain't no sound engineer. Yeah, Bearded Sith audio very soft. Daniel Pittman says hello. Fix it fingers. Yep, quiet, and I'm at full volume. What have I got? I'm just going to try and listen to it on my laptop. My laptop's not working. Why is it not playing audio through my laptop? Yeah, we definitely need an adult, Kira.
Is that a bit louder? Can you hear that?
I'm listening to you through here. I'm trying to get it through. Whoa. Oh no, we'll get struck down for using something. So I'm going to keep talking to try and help. It seems quite delayed as well, to be honest. But I'll see what this comes through. Yanni86 says it's like watching porn. I can see, but level 1 volume. You obviously don't live alone. Can we get a comment on my TikTok video, Dad Bod doing dad things with NSFW? That's from Scott Blundell. I haven't seen your TikTok. I actually don't have TikTok on my phone for a few reasons. One of them is time management. The other one is my concern about the tracking information, or the tracking that might be occurring from our friends at the CCP. Also, we've been kicked off TikTok multiple times. I think while you're away, we got booted again. So, all right, Kira's going to test the audio in another room. So if anyone's got any questions, send them through. I've got Instagram and YouTube open. I'll see if Restream it's working. But as I said, Jonesy's not here today, so you're going to have to just deal with me. PJ says, all good, just listen harder. Yeah, if you're going to do it hard, listening is the one. Billy Ray says, it sounds good, just a little quieter than usual. We're working on it. Obviously, as you guys are all aware, this is a... can you see me? It's almost like oh no, that's all good. I was going to say, we actually run a business as well as this podcast. And so a lot of the time we're busy doing other things, and then all of a sudden the podcast pops up and here we are. But it is quite an interesting time of year now. We are at the peak of the start of our season, which is quite regularly the peak of the season. What can we tank mix with pre-emergent? I will find out. So you can tank mix water with pre-emergent. Let me just go to Lawnhub's page. You basically want to be able to put anything that you can water in. So I would say wet. We do have a sheet for this kind of thing. What'd you find, Kira?
I managed to get you a little bit louder.
A little bit louder. How are you doing that from not being in the room?
I'm trying to listen.
So that was better from back there as well. Yeah. Yep. Cool. All right. We'll just keep going and do the best we can. And then obviously the 3 or 4 of you that actually watch the podcast can Jesus Christ. The 3 or 4 of you that do watch the podcast, I'm sorry, and maybe we'll just do a face-to-face one at some point. So we have a question from Phil Rocks. I'm laying Tiff Tough next week. Got my cherry popper pack. Should I put BBW and got laid on the soil or on top of the turf? Now, it doesn't really matter. If you forget to do it and you put it on later, that's fine. I am a fan of putting it down and then putting the Tiff Tough on top of it and then watering it in. I just think that it gets you closer to the root zone, and you're not having to wash it through. It's kind of sitting there. It also takes away having prill sitting on top of your turf, and ultimately with a granular, you're trying to get root action more than leaf action. So obviously that pack comes with roots and shoots. That would be applied to the top afterwards. But yeah, we got a question here from VJ saying, where is Dilbo? Dilbo, contrary to popular belief, is allowed to take leave from time to time. So he's doing that. He is not offshore filming his series of adult entertainment. He's actually just, I think he's gone to spend some time with family and friends. And I'm not sure if he's going to go watch some football, but I don't know. But he's not here. And he'll be back soon. He's fine. It's not a medical problem like Jonesy's head.
I think he's going to a concert.
There you go. He's going to a concert. But I think the concert might be in a state where the Crows are playing. And I think it might be on the same night, because I said to him, surely you're going to go watch your mate, the big Texan. And he's like, nah. So who knows? Maybe. Bearded Sith, closer to the root, the better. Post-root, you got very tired. I don't know what's going on. Our audience is a challenging group, and so Phil, if you're new to the podcast, I apologise in advance. Yanni86 said, is he going to see Coldplay? If he is, I can guarantee you he is not with our HR manager. So yeah, what I was saying before is things are good, the sun is shining, and we have a lot of activity. We had our biggest sales day since March this year. Which is very indicative of what's going on, and it was earlier than last year, so it feels like spring's popped sooner, which is something that I've been saying for a while, that the sun is going to come out and it's going to be an early spring, and it kind of has been. Adelaide's beautiful today. We've actually got the air conditioner on in this room, and that's probably just because of my hypertension more than anything, but it's indicative. So Lawn and Land Equip Expo has just jumped on and is watching the video live at the moment. Shout out to BJ and family. They're obviously in Victoria at the moment, setting up for the Lawn and Land Equipment Expo. I'll be over there tomorrow to have a look around and to speak at their networking event tomorrow night. So if you are going to that networking event, I know it's been sold out. So if you haven't got tickets, that's unfortunate. And hopefully they will do the same thing next year, and maybe they'll have a bigger venue or some more tickets. But if you are going to be there, make sure you say hello. I'm hoping to meet as many people as possible and talk all things lawn and business. Martin Jensen just said, you guys are super quiet, by the way. Yeah, we know, mate. We updated our hardware, and I think there's some settings that need to be adjusted, but My media team are more scared of not going live than they are of being loud live. So I've just said to them, let's just get it done. So as I mentioned earlier, Jonesy's not here. Daniel Pittman said, can I order Adam's book yet? You know what we're going to do? What I'll do, Daniel, I'll set you up a pre-order online for $99, and you can buy it, and then when it's ready, we'll ship it to you. Jonesy will be really happy with that because he's a massive supporter of people charging for lawn care books. Nate Extreme, shout out to Lawns by Leroy, who has driven a party bus from Brisbane for the show. I was wondering whether or not BJ was flying down or driving down. I'm guessing they flew down, but when you're having an expo like that, there's a lot of hardware and a lot of equipment, and I can't imagine that you can just fly down and meet it there, but maybe that's what's happened. So I'll learn more tomorrow. It would have been really cool for Lawnhub to have been involved for this one. It wasn't practical from a time standpoint. We've got so much going on, and it was kind of, we would have done a half-assed job to be there, and I don't want to do that. So I'm flying over on my own. Walk around, have a look, shake hands. I won't kiss any babies. I've already got enough trouble being Timu Dan. I don't need any more. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully they're having no stress. I haven't looked at the weather for tomorrow in Victoria. I'm assuming there's probably a 90% chance of rain every day because it's Victoria. But I've got to be careful because Victoria is our second largest state for turnover, and I don't want to upset anyone. Kira did say that we do have soundboard still. So that's good. You want it a bit louder? You want some more? Where? Hezbollah's been nowhere. What's going on? I look for Victorian weather. So yeah, I'm heading over there and we'll have a look around. Hopefully Victoria. Well, it's not in Melbourne, so that's probably a nice change. It's actually a little bit out, I think. What is the weather in Melbourne tomorrow? Someone in the comments has probably already told me. Probably strong wind warnings. Where are we? Melbourne forecast. 16. Possible rain 0 to 1 mil. Okay, that's cool. We can deal with that. That's pretty standard for Victoria, right? All right, we've got a question here from Jord. I need to apply Trojan and NSFW. It just rained for 2 weeks here and I fly back to work for 3 weeks. Do I just apply NSFW and wait to fertilise until I return? The rain had well and truly dogged me. So ultimately, it depends what your main concern is. We recommend that you put Trojan down first and get the weeds actively growing before you apply NSFW, but you don't have to do that. You can put NSFW down and then fertilise when you get back. It also depends where you are. So if you're in a state like Adelaide or South Australia or a place like Adelaide where the weather's still dancing below probably the temps where the lawn's going to be real active, you could possibly put NSFW out now and then fertilise in a couple of weeks. But you definitely can't put the NSFW and the Trojan out at the same time. And you might already know this, but the NSFW needs time to dry on the leaf. And we recommend not to mow 4 days before or after applying NSFW to ensure that it has all the chances or every chance that it needs to be taken up by the plant so that it kills the weed. So yeah, I guess what's more important to you, getting the lawn growing or killing the weeds? If you've got a lot of weeds, it might be worth putting out the NSFW and then wait till you return to put out the fertilizer. I'd say that's probably the answer that I'd go with. Bearded Sith says hardcover book. Yeah, I think that could be a cool one. Like we'll do a free one for, you know what we should do? Jonesy is probably listening because, you know, when you're lying in the tattoo chair getting the dots, you know, I still think someone should do that. Surely someone's done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get little follicle dots.
Yeah.
So I should do it on my chest, actually. What I think we could do, and I know we've struggled in the past to find charities that support men's mental health, but we could do something where we give it away, but then if you buy the hardcover for, I don't know, $29.95 or something, that we donate 100% of the profit to charity. So yeah, speaking of charity, I think we talked about this last week, but we've just paired up to sponsor a hole with Golf Gods and Damien Ryder, who is attempting to run, well, he won't attempt because he'll just do it because the man is a machine, but he's going to run the longest golf course in the world and play 18 holes whilst doing it in a record attempted time of, I think, 12 days. And so we're hoping to get out there in the early periods of October to watch that and make some content. But they're obviously raising awareness around men's mental health in doing that. VJ says, raining. Audio booked, narrated by Dilbo. He does have a voice. He's probably got a face for TV and a voice for radio, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Who
Have you
was
seen our latest ad that we did?
Yeah, Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what?
that's
My
fun.
only criticism of that ad was he was wearing just work clothes.
Yeah, Emma said that
Get
too.
the man a costume.
He needed a cape,
Yeah.
at least.
At least, yeah. And she could do that. You know what? Orange cape.
True.
Lawnhub
Crocheted-
man.
Crocheted orange cape.
Like that'll take Emma like a day. But yeah, I reckon we could get an orange cape and make, you know what? Like this is how these ideas evolve, but basically like Super Lawn Man or whatever, or Super
Yeah.
Lawn Hub or Lawn Hub Man or I don't know, Cat Hub. Oh, Jesus, you'd be into that.
Oh,
Just a bunch of
gosh.
videos, like basically the world's cat videos aggregated on one website
Yeah.
and ranked. There's got to, that would exist.
Yeah.
Cat
gotta
Hub.
be.
So we should get Dilbo a cape for those events. He does do a good job. I did laugh when you told me in front of him that you wanted me to come back and film ads because I'm funny, and the sadness that kind of just
I did feel bad.
came out of his face.
Seeing his face when I said I didn't mean it like that though.
And I was like, it's okay. It's because you're good looking. It's not standard for good looking people to be as funny as you. And it's just a bit like it's Matt Rife and that's it. And probably Dylan.
yeah,
That's it.
no, sounds about right.
Mm. I saw a photo of Matt Rife with his t-shirt off the other day. That threw me. That's what happens when you don't eat carbohydrates. Into the Green podcast is watching as well. How is that going? That's obviously the same Instagram handle as Lawn and Land Expo. So he said he's doing bump in today, which is interesting. That's probably one of the most stressful days, just worrying about how it all goes, probably second only to the opening day and making sure that it all goes well. So good luck for tomorrow, mate. I know the stress that happens behind those events, especially when you're charging people to be involved and when you have the level of commitment to producing a quality result that you do. It can be sleepless nights and a lot of stress and anxiety, but I promise you it will be great because of the effort you've put in. Everyone will be really happy and it'll go well. So Nate Extreme, Lawnhub mascot could be a doctor, plumber, astronaut. The list goes on. I wonder if Johnny Sins, he'd be probably... Kira won't
I
know what
have
I'm
no
talking
idea.
about. Yep,
No.
that's good. See, that's Kira. She's pure. She has no idea what I'm talking about. If we could get Johnny Sins as a ambassador. I actually saw the other day this photo from a primary school or like early high school yearbook of this kid who was like 14 or something, and it's name, what do you want to be when you grow up? Favorite actor, and it was Johnny Sins. So I thought that was kind of interesting considering they published it, and it's probably the person that signs off on the yearbook probably has the same awareness of that kind of thing as Kira. Wait till he listens with TBL too loud. What's TBL? Is that an acronym for like a speaker or something? Yeah, so when I stop talking, everything goes away. Like no hissing, it just stops. It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like there's a setting in there that's like
It's
called.
processing you differently.
Yeah, it's like a setting that I would call don't pick up external noise unless it's clearly someone talking.
Yeah.
I reckon that's something.
Yeah.
So just press that button.
Yeah, okay.
Nate Extreme, he might be on the cameo. So if anyone's got questions, send them through. Like I said, I'll do my best to answer them. Sith said, nice shirt. Yes, I got this shirt posted to me in the mailbox. We don't have a mailbox. It got sent to us. So this is from the boys at Lawnhub Legends, which is our only fan page. I think it's a fan page. That sounds a bit arrogant, doesn't it? But it's a page that was created for people that are like-minded and want to participate in lawn chat with a little bit more banter than maybe some of the other pages. You can go over to Lawnhub Legends. Which one am I on? This one. And check out that Facebook page, and you'll be able to be part of all the craziness that it goes on, that ensues in there. Sorry. I'm not used to doing this on my own. So if anyone has questions, ask away. Otherwise, I'll just explain a bit about what's going on at the moment. So as I mentioned before, the weather's starting to improve. I know Jonesy and Dylan were filming the front lawn this week, and they put out an application of Trojan, and within 2 days, the lawn looks different already. So he did say that he wants to spray out the ryegrass that's out there. So we'll probably go back to TIFF only. You know what I might do? I'm going to go to our question platform and just see if there's any questions in there that we can answer that might work. Because Riley, who takes care of all of our online conversations, said that it's really picked up recently. So I want to get a bit of a vibe for what's going on. I guess what kind of questions are being asked, because that'll probably help me understand what's going on in the world of lawn at the moment. I think my phone's going to go flat as well. Great. So you mentioned before, Kira, your lawn's not great.
Well, somehow it's been overtaken by weeds really badly.
It's because weeds have the weeds that would be growing in there are actively growing at lower soil temperatures than your lawn. So they haven't been able to fight the lawn.
Yeah.
So what you'll find is a lot of those weeds will die off when it gets hot because they can't survive, and your lawn will thrive.
Well, my lawn is I think it's more weeds than lawn at the moment. It's that bad.
What do the greenies say? A weed is only a plant that you don't want to have there. So you could just embrace it and just have weeds, right?
I could, but it's like those weeds that are a bit spiky and uncomfortable, kind of.
Oh no!
And walk on,
Kira just sent me through hair tattoo. That's not what I meant. That's a permanent part. That one. That's shocking. All right, so what do we got here? All conversations. Let's see if we've got some questions here that I can answer. You know what I should do? I should go through and read the ones that have been answered, and that'll be much better. And we'll see how Riley's going. So all conversations. So what do we got here? This is good. This is right on par. My lawn is a mess. It has more weeds than grass, all kinds of weeds, and I would love to get it back to how it used to be. So that hasn't been answered. So Kerry can probably just tune in live and I'll give you the answer. But that's pretty much what Kira's dealing with. And like I said before, that's because the weeds that are growing there obviously will germinate and grow more in the cooler weather than the lawn. So they're kind of battling each other. And the best thing to do, there's two things to do. You could be looking at putting pre-emergent herbicides out now, which is the barricade that we've talked about before that you've made ads for. And that'll stop more weeds from growing that are more likely to germinate into spring. And then I would be looking at applying something like NSFW to handle those kind of leafy, broadleaf weeds that you've probably got.
Yeah, definitely.
And then fertilise the lawn, not in that order. So I've probably got a similar issue at home. My back lawn's still somewhat asleep. I've got a lot of weeds and I don't want more weeds to germinate. So I'll probably do an application of barricade, and then in the following days, an application of NSFW, and then in the following week or two, an application of a granular fertilizer like Trojan. That will obviously kill most of the weeds. Obviously, NSFW doesn't kill all weeds. It kills most weeds in all lawns, including buffalo. And it will also stop more weeds from growing. And I don't want to say how it works because we get in trouble if I say it incorrectly. But from what Jonesy was saying before, it puts a barrier in the soil which prevents the weeds from germinating. And I don't know if that's the right term, so please don't send me another letter because I'm fucking sick of them. But that's what I would be doing. And then really it just comes down to those regular practices of mowing and watering when required. And so we've talked about this plenty of times, and this is going to be a question that's going to come up a lot in the coming months, is how often should I be mowing? We just want to be making sure that you're not taking too much leaf off at any one time. So there is an industry thing known as the 1/3 rule. Never take more than a third of the leaf of the lawn off at any one time. And the idea behind that is that if you take too much lawn leaf off, you're getting below that canopy, and that's when you start seeing that yellowing and the browning, because that area hasn't had sunlight, so it's not green. If you can just chop little bits off at a time, then you'll find that your lawn will stay green. We had another question here. So, all right, Georgia, I'm sure I can share this. No one really knows who you are. It's like me sharing DMs. But hi, lawn friends. We've got Can Turf Canberra blend was laid October last year. Can you please recommend a spring fertilizer and a herbicide? We also had lawn grubs earlier in the year, so if you have products that counteract those, that would be great. So lawn grubs, acelepryn, industry standard, gold standard, safe for use around kids and pets. You can buy it as a liquid or a granular. I would encourage you to use that. And then from a fertilizer and herbicide standpoint, our granular grow and blow pack will help grow your lawn and blow your weeds away. So I would encourage you to look at that. So our recommendation would be to apply that Trojan soon and get your lawn and the weeds actively growing. and then you want to apply that NSFW herbicide in line with the instructions on the pack. And what you'll find is those weeds will die off, and then hopefully with the right amount of sunlight, watering and mowing, the existing lawn will grow into those bare patches and you'll have a lush, green, weed-free lawn in no time. You can probably use that for an ad.
Oh, yeah. Clip that.
Clip that. What do you say, Jonesy? Clip it, Dylan. Clip it. Have we got any other questions on Restream It? Keeping in mind we've got 27 minutes until we give away the last of our packs before next week giving away that mower. I will make mention of the fact that our products are available at resellers, and the biggest of those resellers being Total Tools. They have, I think, over 60 of their stores now stocking our products across the country.
Oh.
And that's right, 65
cool.
or 60. Yep.
I don't know, but
you don't
that's
know?
awesome. Yeah.
I'm telling the story. If we can get that up to 80, then I think there's a good case for them to encourage the rest of their stores to stock it once they get to that kind of 65, 75% of coverage. And so I encourage you, if you are living in the area where there's a Total Tools and you prefer to buy Lawnhub from them instead of from us because it's convenient and you don't have to pay delivery and you can just go buy one tub, then go talk to the store and just encourage them to reach out to us and start stocking those products. They do have an email coming out real soon with some promotions around lawn care. And so we want to make sure that those stores have that product so that no one gets disappointed. Bearded Sith, Clint, who are the top 3 purchasers in regards to invoices quantity? Sith, I'd need you to be a bit more specific. Do you mean resellers or are you talking about individual human beings? Interestingly, last week I had a hopper, which is a hop-flavored sparkling water. So it kind of ticks both my boxes. Sparkling water because I'm a bit of a, kind of douchebag, and hops because I'm a bit of a kind of alcoholic. And so it gives me that hop flavor that I would usually get in beer in a sparkling mineral water. And I'm sure there's some other benefits. Nootropics.
A non-alcoholic?
Like no sugar, no caffeine, nothing. Nothing. No energy, no protein, no fat, no saturated fats, no carbohydrates, no sugars, no sodium, no dietary fiber. Water with hops. Now, most people will be like, ugh, but it tastes really good. And I got a message from someone that said, I bought a carton of that hopper because I saw you having it on the podcast. I'm like, so hopper, send me some free shit.
Influence, yeah.
Hashtag influencer. They're like, we can send you one can. You've sold, no, I'm not saying they've said that, but like we've sold a carton, right? So in all seriousness, it is really good. And I have been engaging with the owner of Hopper on email because we obviously both live in the online ads, direct-to-consumer space. So really nice guy. VJ, how is the new machine going? It's not. I was quite frustrated. It's not because it's broken. It's just because we're busy. So the team, we're probably right on resource at the moment for the amount of staff we need to handle the amount of work we're doing. And I said to Jonesy and Rose last week, I want that machine operating today. And they said, we can't because we need to do pre-packs because we do pre-packs in order to be ready for Mondays. So for, I guess, to look under the hood a little bit, we are busiest on Mondays because we ship Friday afternoons, Saturdays, Sundays orders, and then Monday morning we ship them. So what would that be? A Sunday is usually nearly double any other day, and then a Saturday is probably a little bit stronger than a normal day. So you're really kind of packing 3 days worth of orders in one day on a Monday. So what the team do is they work hard on Monday to get all the orders out, and then they work hard on the other days to pack enough pre-packs to get the orders out on the Monday the following week. Now, I wanted them on that machine because my thought process is that if the machine's not working, then we go to use it when it's urgent and it doesn't work, we're in trouble. And they said it's fine. We've got heaps of stock. We can sit on it for a little bit. So they will hopefully be using it next week because I want to get more stock. And as I mentioned before, the resellers like Total Tools have started increasing their stock ordering dramatically. And I don't want to get caught out not being able to supply. The crazy thing about this business is most of our business is done, most of our profits made in about 4 months a year, and then the other 8 is not as much. And so we spend a lot of time doing what I just described as a micro as far as getting ready for Monday. We then need to get ready for August and September for the rest of the year. So it's fine. It was working last time it was on. But my understanding is with these machines that you leave them for a little while. Machines want to be working. So hopefully that won't cause any problems when we turn it back on. Sorry, I turned our Instagram off and then I thought I lost all my comments. So Sith, I think the chat's got me. They're asking questions above. Did I miss something? I did. Tim Matthews just moved into a house that has a heap of weeds. Is it better to put NSFW down first, then barricade a few days later? Look, ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Just pick one. I'm sure other people would have a system that they prefer. We do get asked from time to time whether or not you can tank mix the two together. We discourage it, and I think Jonesy said in the past that technically you probably could, because NSFW requires, time to dry on the leaf, and Spartan or Barricade don't need to be watered in until a period afterwards. So you could technically tank mix them and then, let one dry on the leaf and then water them both in. I just don't like it. I can't give you a reason why, and I'm sure if you spoke to someone that knew what they were talking about, that had qualifications, unlike me and Jonesy, they would be able to explain that. But I would say pick which one matters to you the most. So if you've got a lot of weeds and you need to move fast on them, I would spray with NSFW first to start those weeds dying, and then put your Barricade down in the appropriate time later. Really, you could probably do that 24 hours later if it was urgent. Does that answer the question that you guys were screaming at me about? Answer to your question, Martin. Yeah, both are herbicides. Where's Martin asking questions? Oh, yeah. Fair, cool. All right, cool. Is NSFW similar to bow and arrow? Yes, they are. So bow and arrow is a product that we used to sell. NSFW is a product that we developed ourselves. In business, it's really important to me that we work with values-aligned people and values-aligned businesses. And if you have a look at a lot of the content that we produce as WaterPro or as Clint, you'll see us referencing the 12 immutable laws a lot. And we've got laws like do the right thing, make money right, treat money like blood, no dicks allowed, fuck normal. And so if you don't comply with those rules, then I consider you values misaligned, and that's fine. That applies to staff, that applies to suppliers, that applies to contractors, it applies to everyone. And so what we do is we just set those rules to make sure we protect the sanity of our team and the profitability of our business and the cash flow of our business. And so it's worked really well for us for nearly 17 years. And so when we were put into a position where we decided to make our own herbicide. And so now we've got NSFW, which is a Lawnhub branded product, which has, from what you can tell by reading the bottles, identical application rates and identical volume, identical, usage. It's just in a black bottle, and it's our own brand. So they are the same. They do the same thing. What else we got? Nice shirt. Thanks, mate. What do we got? What is going on? Individual human beings. Sis, what the fuck are you talking about? Hop-flavoured water might at well drink NA beer gross. Thanks, Cat Sandwich, 1985. Just so we're clear, I do like beer a lot, but I just have a problem where if I drink a little bit of one, I drink all of the ones, and then I drink all of the tens, and then I'm likely to be one of those dudes being dragged out of a car by South Australia's finest and put up against a wall because I've driven through a school zone and wiped out a bunch of kids. So hot water during podcasts, fermented hot water. Is beer fermented? I don't think that's the right term. Someone can help me later. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. Got to try it. Have you had it? You probably haven't had it. Don't knock it till you try it. What do we got? More questions. Griffo, NSFW is post, Barricade is pre. Yeah, you could consider Barricade a condom, and NSFW, don't go there. Will upset a lot of people. Hey, legends. I'm so fucking excited about this season. First one with the new irrigation. A Celiprin and Trojan arrived this week. So stoked. So stocked to my eyeballs in Lawnhub product. But where are the lawn pickets? Yes, good question. Kira, now that you've got a 3.5 person media team again, we need to make lawn pickets. So what they mean is a sign that they can stick in their lawn that says, I grow mine with Lawnhub. So basically the I grow mine with Lawnhub on a plastic sign that they can stick in their lawn so that when people walk past the front, they can go, yep. You know, like the ones like Vote Trump 2028, that kind of one.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's going to set fire to half the world. What do we got? Griffo, I've recently purchased the ultimate spray pack. Do I require the barricade or is NSFW sufficient? Look, to be honest, if you want to go like full lawno, I would get barricade. There are weeds that NSFW won't treat, and winter grass or Poa annua is one of them. And the best way to manage Poa is to stop it from growing in the first place, which is where barricade comes in. And I know that sucks because you've just spent $169, but remember these products, they go a long way. So your NSFW is 1,000 square meters. Barricade's probably something similar. I don't know because I can't see it from where I am. Yes, I can. What, you've got it behind you. What is that? Do you want to just chuck it here? With fishing line attached to it?
Yeah.
What is going on?
I had to make it look like it was floating.
Like this?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
He like threw it. No, that was roots.
Oh, so he did like that and then caught it.
Yeah.
Look at you guys. 250 mil of prodiamine. You have to open the book to tell you how far it goes. So VJ says, what are your favorite hop flavors? Citra. Oh, hopper flavors. This one, the lime one, and then the red one, which is Citra. They're my two favorites. Most of them are pretty good. They're my favorites. If I'm drinking a beer, then generally Citra is the go. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen a little bit earlier today, I got a delivery from Range, and I've got some really exciting beers in there that I threw in the fridge. So Cat Sandwich, you'll be pleased to know I'll be able to crack them open when I get home. And yeah, this booklet's real useless. What the fuck? What does it say? Nothing. How to apply? It doesn't. It says nothing. Surely this is not it. Like, how much are you supposed to use in a bottle? This is a good example of why it's important to use your own products before you start selling them so that you can actually see shit like this. Unless there's a page. Oh, that's why. Page 4 is stuck. Whoa. It's like when the blanket. Oh, no, don't say that. Use 30 mil per 10 litres over 100 square metres. So that's for the garden watering can. That's a great way to apply fucking products. Where are we going here? Garden for all weeds except wintergrass. For wintergrass. 3 mil in 9 litres. What are you talking about? In a watering can? Who's applying this in a watering can? 40 to 80 mils across 100 squares. So it doesn't go that far. So this is 250 mils. So if you went with 40, what's that? 600 squares? Yeah, that's not too bad. So anyway, buy this and then put it out and then you'll be happy.
I found a way to adjust the audio, by the way. So it's a bit louder now.
Hang on a second.
People can hear us.
What happened?
So I just ChatGPT'd it, basically.
Yes. You know that the next thing is that I just ChatGPT it from here and you don't have a job, so be careful. Just like, no, I worked it out myself. That's good. So what was it?
So it hasn't really fixed whatever's happening with the Rodecaster, but I've managed to adjust the stream. So
all right, everyone that's on the stream, am I louder? What do we got here? Is this even my handle? After asking for the lawn pickets this entire winter, this is the first time I feel like they'll happen because Kira is there and not Dilbo. That's fair. That's fair. And it's not because Dilbo doesn't care. It's because I put a lot on him and I think that one sits lower on his list of concerns. But if Kira's written it down, it's done. All right. They're also $499 each. So they're going to be gold plated. VJ says it's improved a bit. I can hear myself better.
yeah.
So that's got to be a sign, right? What about my Instagram? That's loud enough. That's heaps loud. What are you guys complaining about? How long we got? 13 minutes so we can do a giveaway. And then if there's no questions, I can go. I think I started talking about the lawn out the front. Machine's going good. Sales are good. Sun's out. Lawn, Land, Equipment Expo's on tomorrow. Kira's lawn's fucked. Barricades are pre-emergent. NSFWs are post-emergent. Hot water tastes good. What product do you use to waken up the grass coming out of winter? Look, ultimately the sun. You know, we've talked about this before, but lawn needs water, air, sun, food, and you know, you can't really do too much with food and water if there's no sun. And you can't do too much with sun and food without water. And so my recommendation is when you get to a temperature that's considered warm enough for your specific grass variety or lawn variety to grow, then apply a granular controlled release fertilizer and water it well, and then the rest will take care of itself. Then you just got to mow it regularly to make sure you're keeping, you know, taking the top off. You can waken up your grass with products like Trojan. You could still use Premature. Mini Peel is an amazing product that we don't sell enough of, but that's fine. You know, it's not for everyone, and it is a bit more expensive per kilo. But I would suggest Trojan. Apply it using the rates that are on the bucket and water it in well, but make sure that the day-night temperatures combined are around 36. So you want to see like 20 during the day, 16 at night, 24 during the day, 12 at night, that kind of thing. And because the soil temperature needs to be around 15 or 16 degrees Celsius in the soil for most of the warm season's grasses to be actively growing. Obviously, my one at home is growing because it's a cool season grass. No trucks given. Can barely hear you. Turn your mic up, dude. This is as loud as it can go. We've had some issues with our hardware. Well, probably software, to be honest. The hardware's fine. It's just the internals. But yeah, this is as good as it gets. So I'm sorry. We tried, and I thought getting it live was probably more important than it not being loud. It seems like the only issue we have is audio.
Was that a recent?
It just
comment?
popped up, yeah.
Just came through.
So what's the best use for Mini Peel? What do you mean? Like, what should you use it for? I guess I'll answer that how I think you intended it. So Mini Peel is a smaller prill. It's a SGN 110 or 150, and your Trojans are 220, so it's slightly bigger. Mini Peel is perfect for really fine cut grasses, so they'd use it on like if you had like a golf course green style grass at home. I'm not even sure I'm allowed to legally say golf course green anymore after the letter I got, but if you have a golf course green style fine cut, the Mini Peel will get through the canopy a lot easier. So the problem you'll have with a product like Trojan when it's a 220 SGN is the balls are about 3 mil, 2.5 mil. And so if they can sit on top of the canopy and once the water hits them, then the nitrogen can burn your grass and you have this kind of like freckling on it. The best thing with Mini Peel is that it'll go through that canopy a lot easier. So in addition to that, the actual nutrition in Mini Peel is superior to Trojan, in my opinion. It's got a lot of trace as well. So when I steal fertilizer from here, I steal Mini Peel. Please don't steal our fertilizer. Griffo says, put my name down for a picket sign. I can't do that. That's too complicated. There's an emoji for fucking picket sign. He's fucking posted an emoji for picket sign. Just stay tuned. Once it's ready, we'll post it on socials. And look, to be honest, there's a lot of cool shit that I want to do around merch and other things. We obviously did those Lawnhub hats a while back and I wasn't happy with the 3D. Hang on. These hats here, I wasn't happy with how this 3D was managed. Part of the advantage of us building a relationship with the guys from Golf Gods is having access to their support when it comes to introducing us to clothing manufacturers. And if you've seen their gear, it's top shelf. Like the 3Ds on their hats are, and I'm ridiculously anal when it comes to that shit. It's perfect. So I'm hoping we can bring out a nice range of merch. I just haven't wanted to because I don't want to sell anything that I wouldn't consider buying. And a lot of the things we've made over the years, when it's been received, I haven't liked it and I wouldn't buy it. I've just noticed that Emma's winter beanies are up on the shelf and they won't get to see the light of day today because Jonesy didn't bother to come to work.
That's true.
Does Mini Peel differ chemically? It does. It's so, I guess I can look that up for you. Please hold. It's got a, like I said, it's got trace. So I think it's got calcium. Hang on, let me find it and then I'll answer your question. Also, I can't find it. So it's so deep on our website. So mini pill is 23,011 with 5% calcium, 2% iron, 1% manganese, and 3% magnesium. That's the right way around. So it's just got more trace, and it's a little bit lower nitrogen than Trojan. But the thing is, it's a 84% stabilized slow release nitrogen, and it's what we would call a greens grade product. So I think it's a better product. I expect that we will actually have that available in 25 kilo bags in South Australia soon. I know Jonesy's been doing some work in the background around the availability of that in bulker bags and 25 kilo bags available to the end user. So I don't know, that's a very new thing, but I think it's close. RJ Waite says bucket hats. When I read that, the first thought I had was actually having our bucket as a hat upside down.
That'd be cool.
So you basically have a Trojan upside down on the bucket, so it looks like the buckets. So yeah, see, this is the thing. I have all these ideas. That was RJ's idea, but it was my idea.
Yeah.
But then there's nowhere to put it. Remember how we talked about having what are they called? The people that go do things for me, side questers.
PA. Oh, yep.
Side questers. PA sounds too official. I've got an EA, but she's probably wasted doing side quests like go find me a bucket hat.
Yeah.
So now that I've got more of you, I can do more cool side quests like
definitely
make golden showers and make a bucket hat. So yeah. Griffo says, while I've got you, how long will the ultimate spray pack last with approximately 500 square meters? It depends on a few things. So the ultimate spray pack products have varying square meter coverages. And so what I mean by that is obviously NSFW is 1,000 square meters. Your money shot, your roots and your wets, etc., will be different. So wets a 400 square meter product. Roots and shoots, I think, goes out to 1,500 square meters if you're using it as a foliar. That's correct. Then you've got what's money shot? Money shot's 500. So ultimately, if you've got 500 square meters, things like money shot and wet, you're only going to use it once. NSFW, you'll be able to get 2 applications. But the thing is, once you've got that as a base and you understand what you like about it, then you can choose to just buy those individual products again, or you can refine your own thing. The idea behind us making these packs is so that people can go onto our website who have never used lawn care products before and want to put their toe in the water, and then choose to buy something that best suits their desired results and their budget. So hopefully you get this pack and you kind of get an understanding for what you like. You might find Money Shot isn't something that you want to use, but you really enjoyed the results from Roots and Shoots, and then you can kind of pick and choose what you want to buy after that. RJ Waite said, been using Lawnhub for a few years and I love it. That makes me happy. I really like this business. It wasn't an accident, but it was an unintentional, beautiful thing. And it's put us in a position now where we get to continuously support the growth of the lawn scene in Australia, but it also means that we're able to employ local people, and that's cool. And I think it's great that we've got people like you that have been supporting it for years, and I hope that we can look forward 10 years and we've got millions of fans, and lawn and the usage of lawn for events and family and pets and fun becomes make lawn great again without being a dickhead, because I think that it kind of it's been removed a lot, and I think it really matters to people to get out in their backyard and look after a lawn. And for a lot of people, that 1 hour of headphones on uninterrupted, listening to an album or listening to a podcast and just mowing their lawn is like their only solitude or their only time away from the stresses of life and sport and kids and whatever else is going on. And so if we can be part of that, it makes me really happy. Mitch will we ever be able to get 25 kilo bags of feet fertilizer? Yeah, right now. You could drive to any WaterPro store in South Australia and buy 25 kilos of premature, got laid, and Trojan, or a 20 kilo bag of BBW. Pork Hunt says, Mitch might, wrong podcast for that. Mate, I can get you 25 kilos of feet, but not in this country. We have to buy it where feet are cheap and it's still legal to sell them. But I know what you mean. I think what you're probably finding is you're not in South Australia, so you haven't got access to the 25 kilo bags. I hope that we can start to expand that. The challenge with fertilizer is freight, because it's very expensive to send freight around Australia because we have such large gaps between all of our major cities, and so there's not enough margin in the bulk bags to cover the cost of the freight, and so by the time we send a 25 kilo bag somewhere, we've lost money. So it's unless we find another way, I think that it will be a case that we'll have to build warehousing in all states. And that might be a WaterPro retail locations in all states, and then Lawnhub happens to be available there. Or we find a company that's willing to kind of eat some margin to... Oh, shit. I just lost my live. Eat some margin to make sure that they can support their customers. So, but look, you've got to remember, this business is ultimately 7 or 8 years old, but really it's only 4 years or 3 years old from a proper business. It was a baby. And then, I think we kind of, once we got into the multi-millions, then we started growing. And now we're at a size where it's on its own 2 feet and it is able to start doing lots of things around development. And I'm talking product development, I'm talking marketing funnels, I'm talking website development, I'm talking, expanding product ranges and looking at international export and looking at technologies that we maybe didn't have before. So bear with us. We are trying to keep everyone happy, and that's a fast way to disappointing lots of people, but we just have to pick and choose how we go and what we do. And that's why 5 litre bottles aren't available, because it's a more complicated process and we just have to get to it, but they will be. And 25 kilo bags was something that we were able to do easily. I haven't done them how I wanted to. I wanted them to be black bags, but one of my personal rules is don't let perfect be the enemy of the good. So we accepted white. Martin Jensen, any tips on how to get my kike cooch mixed lawn to fill in a few bare spots? All bare patches are pretty small, and I've seriously looked after my lawn for a bit over a year now. So Martin, it's very likely that where you live, the weather hasn't been conducive to growth. Those lawns you mentioned both are lawns that will regenerate and spread. The best thing you could do is probably get the lawn cord and apply a granular fertilizer like Trojan with some BBW. So you could buy a pack like the Lawn Builder pack, which has all the things you need for that. And what you'll find is once the sun comes out, those bare patches will fill in, provided you don't have shade issues. And I spoke before about lawn requiring a few things: sun, water, food, air. If you don't have the sun, then you're going to be pushing shit uphill. Jack Chapo, so send a ton bag and get someone else to bucket or bag it. I don't understand the question. We buy 1 ton bags in, blended, and bucket them. Usually a 25 kilo bag would get done at the same place the fertilizer gets blended. VJ, how is the USA expansion going? It's going slowly. So there's a few things that need to happen around expansion into the USA. One of them is, it's all the hardest. It's not the hard stuff. It's the stuff I don't have control over. So anything that we have control over is easy. We just go do it. Work hard, stay up late, be creative. But we have to register business name in the US. We have to find lawyers to work with and accountants that can support us in that. We have to make sure that we comply with all the tax laws. The reason we haven't done that is I've been actually quite busy with WaterPro probably for the last month to 6 weeks, and every time I go to do Lawnhub stuff, WaterPro stuff comes up, and I was waiting on a few referrals from different people that I trust around lawyers and accountants to work with in the US, because I could just Google it, but I've learnt from that, and good people know good people, and we have the same theory when it comes to recruitment. Good people help good people, so. We'll hire, usually, like if I need to hire another graphic designer, like the best thing to do is go talk to the media team and go, do you have anyone that that might be looking for work that has similar values to you? I'm doing the same thing with lawyers and accountants, and I just haven't had the emails come in. I know that's a shitty mental roadblock bullshit. Like if my staff said that to me, I'd be like, but that's the reality of it. The other thing is we need regulatory approval. So we have to apply with each state department in America for approval to sell our products. And that can take 12 months or more for that process to get sorted. So it's going to take some time. My focus is probably 80% making sure that the Australian business stays strong and continues to do what it's doing. and then the US thing takes kind of another part of that time. So if you've lost my face, it's just Kira changing the battery in the computer, and you'll be able to look at Timu Dan again in no time. No Trucks Given says, Hank Hill wants to know your location. So we are based in South Australia. Our manufacturing and online distribution factory is in Direct, and the products are available through resellers around the country, including Total Tools being our biggest, but then we've also got a bunch of other companies that have supported us along the way, including SA Landscape Supplies, Water Pro, Irrigation Pumps and More in Mount Barker, All Make Mowers. I don't want to leave anyone out, but there's a bunch across South Australia and then into Queensland, New South Wales, DST Rural. But if you do want to know where to buy our products, you can head over to Lawnhub's website, and there's a tab at the top called Stockists, and you can put your postcode in there, and it will deliver you a list of where people are selling our product. Mars and Hire, another one that jumped on really early and supported us. If I zoom out and go to Victoria, well, we lost one in Victoria. There was an irrigation shop in Victoria, but unfortunately they went bankrupt. Unfortunately, they went bankrupt, owing us $7,500. But you live and learn, right?
3 o'clock, by the way.
Oh, 3:04. Shit, biscuits. All right, thank you, Kira. Lucky there is an adult here. So this is USP Weekly 3. I've got to build this out, and then I'll share my screen. I don't know if that's right. USP Weekly 3, number range. So what was the number after the last number from last week?
125,396.
125,396, and then I have access to our website. No, I don't. I'm going to have to get out of here. So the last order before 3 p.m. Adelaide time today will be the last entry in the draw for the USP pack. Maybe I don't need Jonesy here to do this podcast. I definitely don't mind the sound of my own voice. 257 126908. So 126908. We're going to do a dramatic 5-second builds anticipation nicely. The application that we used to do this draw was built by a customer and friend, and so it's really cool. We can now do that. Animation speed. You can change the animation speed?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Custom.
No, we're going dramatic. 5 seconds. So I've got 125,396 to 126,908. USP Weekly 3. Create draw. Now, you can bring that up on your screen. You're confident with the... Hang on, I'm going to go back to my dashboard. So the last one was 125,395, so 125,396. All right, so I'm happy for you to share my screen now, Kira. If
Still see the desktop video, but I can't see.
Which is the second screen. Hang on. How did that work? Oh, because it's a second screen. So the only way I can do this is to give it over to another screen, but I can't see it. Ugh. Fucking hell. Yeah, because that's the second screen and that's the second screen. Is it showing up? Can you activate stuff on it? If I give you the screen, you can't. Oh, you can tell me where my mouse is, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to move it over to you. Is it there?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, turn the screen, or I have to move. Hey guys, welcome to our homemade podcast. Don't pull any cables out.
No, it's not.
So yeah, hopefully we'll get this sorted, and I'll be able to give away some shit. Where's my mouse?
Can you see that at all?
Yeah, just. Where's my mouse? Is it on the screen?
Yeah. Down. To the left. To the right. Yep. Down. Oh, I fucked it. So close.
Did I just close it?
Nah, you minimized it.
All right, so it's minimized on your screen now. You know what? How can I do this? I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change. Sorry, guys, just bear with us. Talk amongst yourself in the chat. I'm going to go back to duplicate screen instead of extend these displays, and this should sort it out. So if you can take it off that screen, Kira, and put it back on me.
Yep.
Duplicate these screens, keep changes. This should sort it out. I'm going to close that down. I'm going to go back to that, and it should be here somewhere. Please hold. Here we go. I'm going to open that up. You can share my screen.
Perfect.
Fuck, I'm amazing. Thanks for your support, Kira. All right. So what we're doing now is we're going to give away a USP to order number 126104. Congratulations. You won an ultimate spray pack. It will be delivered to your door at no charge. And the most important thing is you still remain in the draw to win a Scott Bonner 17-inch fully restored lawnmower worth... No, it wasn't worth $17.99. Have we written that? I paid... It was worth $3,800. I'm looking at something old. It actually costs over $3,000. So...
3,800.
Yep. Yep. You'd be crazy to use this mower. It's that good. Like, it's better than new. Daryl is a legend. Daryl was actually here yesterday, and I said to him, how you going? He's like, yeah, good, lifting weights. He said, I'm getting a couple of the younger fellas are challenging me to, this guy's in his 70s, and I don't think he'll mind me sharing that because he's very fit. And he said they're challenging him to weightlifting competitions at the gym now. So the winner of 126104 bought a lawn builder pack. They're based in Eglinton, Western Australia. Jordan T. And it was Jordan's probably first order. I can't really tell. But thank you, Kira. Jordan will get, a USP. So that's pretty funny. On the 19th of August, Jordan bought a lawn builder pack, which is the perfect start to your lawn journey. As I mentioned before, you put out your Trojan and your BBW, and then you've got roots and shoots for later. Now, Jordan's going to get a full USP. It's what we're sending, USP, and which gives Jordan all the other shit except for barricade, a Celebrin and all that. But yeah, congratulations. Thank you. You might not have even known you were entered, but you were entered into the draw because you made a purchase on lawnhub.com.au's website, and we will continue to give shit away until the government stop me or I go bankrupt. I'm hoping to give away a boat at some point, and that will really be hinging on the amount of money we make in the month prior. So the more money we make, the more expensive the things we will give away will be. Now, back to the thingo. You need the other... I can't do that other thingo. So you can't go back to the other screen anymore, Kira. You just have to have it on my face. Sorry. You can work with that? So, gender reassignment surgery. All right, so I've got some questions here. Thanks, Clint. Might be a shade issue then. Been hitting the lawn with regular fertilizer, app, seaweed, yearly coring and all that. Look, Martin, if your lawn's in shade, none of the other shit's going to matter. Like, and I've got the same problem at my house. We've got a shady area that just doesn't grow. And so the honest solution to that is don't worry about it or get UV lights. Jack Chapo, in the US, can you begin selling at the approved and get them to ship? So some people believe that it's okay to get approval in one state and then have that as your base and then to ship into other states. I don't want to play that game. I think it's a dangerous game. I mean, there's other things you could do. We could have a third-party warehouse in Mexico and basically just do drop shipping into the US. I just think you're playing a dangerous game if you try to break or if you try to go against the spirit of the rules, right? Like the reason they have those rules in place is because they want to ensure the safety of their citizens and their waterways, and I understand that. And the reality is once we get all of this done, the moat around our castle or what protects our business is so wide and so deep that it makes it very challenging for, say, someone to go buy black bottles and print stickers and do exactly what we're doing. So I don't mind it. It's just going to take some time, but the older I get, the more patient I've become, which is kind of funny. So it's fine. Mr. Mumble says, where's Jonesy? I mentioned it earlier, but he's getting those dots, the tattooed dots, so now he can just shave his head, and then you won't see any bald spots anymore. It's just this really, like Jason Statham kind of, like Yeah, basically that
Convenient.
just
as
yeah.
well.
Well, great. Like
Yeah.
so, laser hair, full skin, tattoo dots, no cutting your hair anymore, and looks amazing. And he's got the abs for it, so why not go Jason Statham? And fuck, he can drive too. So VJ thought he was having gender reassignment. Nope, not the case. Hair reassignment. Ha 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 with Irvo. No, Irvo's busy as well. The real truth, these guys are out actually making sure that I don't lose my house or go to jail. That's what they do. They go out there, make sure shit gets sold, staff are safe, we pay our taxes, and anything that I'm doing that's crossing lines just gets swept under the carpet. Mr. Mumbles, have I ordered anything this month? Air freshener. Probably. When would you feed your lawn? You want to feed your lawn if it's granular when the soil temperatures are above 16 degrees and an appropriate time since your last fertilizer application. So don't feed it all the time. You want to make sure that you wait whatever the right amount of time is. A lot of granulars will last up to 12 weeks, but the reality is when it's warm and you're watering a lot, they might last 8 weeks. So just really you need to watch your lawn and make sure that you know, I know that's a shitty answer, but make sure you know when to water it to feed it by looking at it. And if you're not sure, just send us a message. We've got a team of professionals that can help with that. So take a photo, say, I fertilized 6 weeks ago with this product. What do you think? Liam Abdillah, my lawn's absolutely cooked with winter grass and weeds. That is unfortunate, and there are products that you can apply to try and control winter grass. It's really challenging. It's probably the most challenging of all the things that the golf course superintendents and lawn professionals around the country deal with. I would suggest using NSFW to handle all the weeds that aren't winter grass and any of the other weeds that NSFW can treat. The winter grass should die off in summer or spring, and then start using regular applications of Barricade every 6 months. And what you might find is that winter grass won't germinate, and eventually you'll get to a point where it's controlled. That's how they do it in the large lawn game. Lawn cooked. So weeds, it's Tahoma 31, just started to wake up after winter. Best products now to get it back and looking good. So ultimately, what I said before about dealing with the weeds, you probably want to get an NSFW application and some Barricade down. And then depending on how finely cut your Tahoma 31 is, and if it's been cut with a cylinder mower, you might need to look at a mini pill style fertilizer, but you want to put a granular fertilizer out now in a wetting agent. So if it's quite open and the canopy is quite broad, then the Lawn Builder Pack could be a good start, and then that gets things actively growing. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Roots and Shoots is by far my favorite product. And so having that as part of your health regime will improve the quality of the roots and the shoots. There's no more questions from them. I've got a feeling the podcast's about to get really busy. There's a lot more action in here than usual. And with the sun coming out now, everyone's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And the answer is going to be Lawn Builder Pack a lot of the time. And that's what we kind of did with yours, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
And it worked really well when I did it.
And
Crazy.
then winter happened.
And then,
Yep.
pretty much.
Any more questions? The sooner this finishes, the sooner I can start drinking.
Instagram?
Did we post a question on Instagram? Maybe worth checking that. I'm in my Instagram watching Lawnhub's Instagram, so I might actually steal battery from you and give it to you. I've got a new phone on the way.
I saw that on your story.
A OnePlus. Very excited. Better camera, similar battery. Still not an Apple.
I switched to Apple recently.
Did you? Was that a requirement to maintain your employment as a graphic designer?
I think it's just convenient working
when
with
you
Mac.
use to like.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, right?
Sending things, yeah.
Oh, that's a meme. Or a GIF. Save the drinking for Lawn and Landscape Expo tomorrow. No, I'm not drinking tomorrow. I'm there for business. It's all about professionalism. Yeah, no, I'm serious. It's all about professionalism. So I used your product recently and it has killed the weeds, but the rain has been hammering us. Unfortunately, we don't have a product for that. WaterPro might. If you've got a drainage issue, head over to waterpro.com.au and you can get some drainage. So Wade Jackson 76, new lawn laying soon. What's the best pack? Cherry Popper Pack. Cherry Popper Pack contains Got Laid, which is a fertilizer that's specifically designed for new lawn health, and a wetting agent and roots and shoots, which I mentioned before. So you put that down, then put your lawn down, water it well with an irrigation system professionally designed by WaterPro, and all will be well. Matt Colvener from Instagram, right time to be thinking about pre-emergent in Melbourne now? Yes. Now or a week, but yeah, it's now. Usually that kind of start of September. I mean, I'm seeing weeds germinating now. I would say get it down now, especially if you haven't put it down in the past. The reality is, if you can cycle them every 6 months, by starting now and then kind of moving from there, then you'll be fine. So that was the only question, Kira?
Yeah.
That's good. That's easy. Give away your old one. Your old air freshener? I don't know. There's some fucking shit going on in the chat. I don't know what these guys are talking about. What am I giving away? My old beer? My old lawn? Are you talking to me, Mr. Mumbles?
We're going to be doing any lawn content at your house?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. The problem is time. Like, I'm trying to get more and more into less and less available time every day. Like, to the point where Friday, the last Friday of the month, we have the barbecue at Kent Town, right? So that, for me, that's 7 till 10. Well, that's 3 hours. I can probably be more efficient there. And I meet with my accountant once a month at the start of the month. So then I've changed that because he's near there. So I'm like, so I'll meet with him from 7:30 to 8:30. Then I'll go to the barbecue, be there from 9 till 10. Then I'll do, I haven't sent the email yet, I don't think. But I want to start doing one-on-ones with the staff more regularly, just because I realised the other day that because we do these lunches with new staff, but I don't spend any time with existing staff. And so you don't get an opportunity to go, hey, like, this is going on, or I need help with this, or, you know, my kids just started playing soccer and I just wanted to tell you, that kind of shit. And so the 10 till 11:30 might be 15-minute one-on-ones with the people, and then 11:30 will be lunch with new staff member, and then I'm kind of like more and more. But I don't mind it. Like, the challenges for our house. So yes, maybe, but we're about to start building stuff down the side. And so the lawn's going to have excavators and bobcats driving all over it. It's probably going to get fucked. So I don't know. I think we need to find more lawns to do stuff on. But I don't know what they are, like yours, Dylan's. I mean, the thing is, if Dylan can film at his house with his camera and he's got the camera, cool. If you can film at your house, you don't live far from here. So then the people with the lawn knowledge can come out to the person with the house and the camera, and we can kind of kill two birds with one stone. We've got the lawn out the front. It'd be great that when we finally get our own facility to have, 100 square meters of lawn that we can have outside. Yeah. I'm looking at some land at the moment near here that we might buy to build a facility on later. And that my plan would be able to have events there. So if you have a nice lawn, then you could have our Black Friday launch, have people outside just having breakfast and, champagne in the morning, and then Lawnhub, the Black Friday sale goes live, but then also to have like a golf simulator there. So, friends of the business and suppliers can come there and have meetings and just, make it a bit more, I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. Everything that I've done in business has always been centered around entertainment. It's not around selling stuff. It's like corporate.
Connecting with people.
Yeah, that's it. And it can be as simple as just breaking bread, right? Like, and I used to see this lady that was doing counseling with me, and she was like, what do you enjoy doing? Like, because we were trying to get to the crux of like, what should I do? And I'm like, honestly, my best days are sitting down with interesting people, eating good food, drinking good wine or beer in my case, and just getting to know each other and talking. And she's like, why don't we just do that? Like, and we never got past that, but like modeling out like a series of lunch with Clint, which just sounds like a fucking horrible thing to be calling it that. But like, just, people like we'd do some business training and then have lunch for an hour or two, drink some wine, and then just talk about what's going on in your business. And then I'll give you my idea on it. And she's like, we could sell that. I'm like, really? I'm like, I could get paid to have lunch and drink. And she's like, yeah. So maybe one day. What were we talking about before that? Something went me that way. Lawn. Are you going to be filming content at your house? We finished answering that question. Yeah? All right, cool. We've got a lot of questions, so it doesn't look like we're going anywhere. I used the Grow and Blow pack. I love the fact that we can change the name of a pack and within a month, it's the new term.
Oh, yeah.
Clicked
on quick.
Will the fertilizer slow release so when we get some sun, it will help, or should I apply the fertilizer again? Wow. Okay, so there's some of the answer to this question I don't know, but what I'll tell you is that the controlled release portion of the fertilizer will be impacted by sun and water, and it can get used faster. If you're putting the fertilizer out and it's going into your soil while the soil temperatures aren't high, you might not get the most bang for your buck. You want to be careful not to apply granular fertilizers too regularly, because you can have issues with putting too much nitrogen into your soil. You can have surge growth, and you'll just be mowing more regularly, but there's also some risk of having too much nitrogen. So just be careful. If you put it out and it's been 6 or 7 weeks, you might be okay. But yeah, just don't go granularing all the time. I've done it before. I had a place that we sold a long time ago. There's a video on it, and I think I was putting it out every 4 weeks. You know, like, it's my lawn. I'm an adult. I wasn't breaking any laws. But yeah, just, I guess if you're looking for long-term sustainable health, just be careful not to over-apply shit. With liquids, you can probably put things out more regularly because you're pretty much mowing them away a lot. But yeah. Far out. All these questions. It is a liquid. Then if it's a liquid, you could put it out, I mean, roots and shoots every 4 weeks. Some people put money shot out every week. I think that's getting a bit crazy. But if you're growing it and it's being cut regularly and you're effectively cutting the fertilizer and getting rid of it, then yeah, it's you're kind of micro-dosing. And you could probably reduce the amount of fertilizer that you put in your tank and just put it out more regularly. That's how a lot of sports fields and golf courses do it. They just kind of, they're applying it through the irrigation system, and it's just continuous. PJ, roots and shoots is awesome stuff. It is. It is amazing. And hopefully it continues to get better. Martin Jensen, reckon I'll focus on the front lawn, making that look good. I'm only renting anyway, so I don't want to get too deep. Dude, I get it. And to be honest, my front lawn's my focus because my dogs can't piss on it. My dogs? Don't say that. We have one dog. We will never have more. We'll have 1 or 0. Hopefully 0 at some point soon. You can't look after our dog, can you? Because your cats.
Probably eat them, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he would. I reckon he'd be a dick for like 30 minutes, and then you'd be like, wow, he gets along really well with the cats. Just because he doesn't know, but you don't want to put your cats through the trauma of the first 30 minutes of Sarge, like, row, 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 row. Martin Jensen, back lawn has too many gums shaded. Yeah, okay, cool. Decision made. Look after your front lawn. Try and keep your back lawn as healthy as possible. What's that?
My mum's trying to call me.
Just answer it. Put her on the chat. What's up, Mum? She's like, I miss my other daughter. Would that be what it was? Did she get off safely?
Yeah.
Yep. Andrew, Tiff Tough laid mid-January this year. Can I do a full renovation this season based in Melbourne? Yes, like provided that it's bedded in, which it would be. I find it funny. I think some people would be like, you shouldn't need to. If you didn't do great prep, you might need to. If you're coring it and scarifying it, I mean, these lawns are quite resilient. And if there's roots in the ground, it's very, very much the case that you're probably going to be fine. Just don't do it if you don't need to, right? Like if you've got no thatch, there's no need to reno. But it's not going to hurt it to take some away, even if you give it a tickle, as they say. Billy Ray, how's your bush ranger going? I'm thinking of buying one. Dude, unless you have a very, very strong reason not to buy one, I'd buy one. Like if your mate owns Massport or something else, but it's great. It's really heavy. I like the weight of it when it cuts. It's obviously a 20-inch or they're 510. And I've said this 100 times, but the warranty was really good. I broke it because I'm a dick, and they fixed it because that's their commitment to their brand. It always starts, like the motor's been reliable, and I mix my fuel and oil in the tank. So, you know, I'm probably the best test for a mower. I just don't get the blades sharpened enough and look after it. But yeah, I think it's a great mower. I've had Bush Ranger. I've had a couple of Scotties. I've had the Toro Greens mower. I've had Massports. So I think it's Massport, the green one. It's either that or a Protea. I don't think it's a Protea. They're a bit lighter. I feel like the Massports are a little bit floaty, bit drifty sometimes if you've got a waxy lawn or a wet lawn. But yeah, I would encourage you to buy a Bush Ranger if that's on your mind. And obviously, you know, go support a local mower company. What else we got? So same person asking questions before about how much fertilizer to put out. So throw the 3-way a bit more regular if you're not mowing it. Yeah, 3-way is a real gentle product. So if you do a foliar application of 3-way, you could probably do that fortnightly. 3-way was a product that was created because at the time there was a guy that was helping us out a lot called Simon Rice, who was massive in the online lawn scene 5 or 6 years ago. And he was like, you need a product that is not too over the top, that promotes general health of the lawn, and that can be kind of like spoon-fed. I think that was the term he used to use. And so that's why Three-Way exists. And that's kind of a legacy product of his. He doesn't have any connection to it other than that, but I'll always remember that conversation. And I think there was a point when his name was written on our website connected to the product. VJ says, Bushranger or Massport? I don't know. I mean, I mow my front lawn with the Massport and I mow my back lawn with the Bushranger because they're preset to suit those areas. And the issue I've got with my Bushranger is because it's so heavy, getting it, like my front lawn's tiered, so I don't have like ramps and shit, so I'm like tilting it back, putting the front roller up and lifting it on and moving it around. So for a cool season grass on a tiered area that's small, I find the Massport to be great. The Bushranger is good for my Tiff Tuff out the back because it's a lot heavier, but it's harder to maneuver. And obviously, if you drop it off the edge of something onto concrete, it's going to damage it more. I think they're both great for different reasons. I think Massport feels a little bit more modern, like the accelerator. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. The fucking red thing that makes it go faster. Seems a little bit more advanced. Disengaging the motor happens there, whereas from the this would be some. If you're in mechanics, you would be sitting there going, "Shut the fuck up." But one of them, you have to engage the movement to the motor. The other one, you just like drop the revs. It might be a centrifugal clutch. I don't know. But yeah, I think they're both great. I'm probably not willing to say one or the other, not because I care about the brands, but because I think they have different strengths and it just depends on what you're trying to achieve. What time of year should I use Plan B? If you have Plan B, that's fucking crazy because I don't know how much of that we've had. For anyone that's not sure what any 148 BJ.
Got it.
Oh, fuck. These nuts. Anyone for a BJ, what time of year should I use Plan B? Plan B was a product that we released when we couldn't get mini pill, so we made Plan B. And if anyone understands the double entendre nature of the business, Plan B was a fucking genius name for a product that was a mini pill substitute. But I don't think that was probably one of my masterest strokes, and I never got the credit for it. Right? You probably still don't understand what I'm talking about. Do you know what it is?
Plan B?
Yeah. Do you know what it is as it relates to other shit?
No.
To the women's health side of the world?
Yeah.
And do you know what mini pill is? As it relates to the women's health side of things? Yeah. So we couldn't get mini pill, so we went and called it Plan B.
Yeah.
Fucking genius. Shouldn't have to explain it. Makes it less funny. I'm a fuckhead. But yeah, you should use Plan B once your soil temperatures are appropriately high for you not to waste it because it's a very good product. So if you're getting kind of 16-degree soil temps or more from weather that equates to 36 total over the nighttime and daytime temperatures, put it out now, water it in well, and smile. All right. No more questions? Yeah, that's the other thing. The person that was talking on Instagram about Three-Way was like, we've got little ones, so it's safe for them to go out after a few hours. Yeah, you really want to make sure it's dry on the leaf before you have kids and pets going back out. All right, we got any more questions, Kira? I'm having fun. What the fuck is Jonesy doing? I guess the tattooing's taking longer. He's got a lot more car park space than non, right? And I guess if they're trying to do it, is it a big brain? I was more referring to the gaps, the Maccas, the golden arch at the front. Sorry, Jonesy, I love you, man. I wouldn't be as harsh to him if I didn't care about him a lot and wasn't aware that he is very much happy with the banter. He never throws it back. I'm just checking if we've got anything else. Got some new ad creative coming through from one of the new team members. Nice. I love getting to see new creative. It's cool now because I'm not as involved anymore. The first time I see shit sometimes is when it's on an ad.
Yeah.
There was I don't know. I think it's probably you, where the weeds kind of grow out of the lawn and then like these crosshairs from a gun kind of pop onto them. It's a real quick ad. It's like a 6-second thing.
Nah, that was Serena that did.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, I like that. Like, so that's only just gone live now? Or
It's like a backlog.
Yeah.
That they'll have.
Yeah, no shit.
So.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool. So there you go. No more questions. No more questions. Oh, I haven't used anywhere near. What the hell? Soundboard. This is what happens when Jonesy's not here. I don't think we need him anymore. I mean, we're going to struggle to answer intelligent questions, but I can handle all the fucking stupid questions. Is anyone in the chat that's going to the Lawn and Land Equipment Expo networking event tomorrow night? Luke Manfield, 1987, the year the VL Commodore was made. How do you dethatch Sir Walter without killing it? Fucking gently. Like, you can't go too deep. You probably want to more give it one of those Ryobi specials than a full dethatch, because you can really do some damage. But obviously, if it's like, you know, a hedge, then you can probably go a little bit more aggressive. And this is definitely one of the answers that Jonesy probably needs to be here for. But based on my fucking shallow knowledge of lawn care, I would just do it periodically. And if you can get a dethatcher or something like that, I know that the guys at Total Tools sell a Greenworks, I reckon, or similar. I just want to find it so that I don't give you the wrong thing. You might be able to get something like that. And yeah, Greenworks do a 14-inch corded scarifier dethatcher for $2.99. And I think if you got something like that, you could potentially just do a regular dethatch just by kind of like skimming bits off. So, you know, if you've been on the podcast for the whole hour and a half, I talked before about making sure that you don't remove more than 1/3 of the leaf at any one time. I think based on, again, my entry-level knowledge of lawn care, if you used a Greenworks and just took bits off so you don't take enough off that there's no green, and just do it regularly, and this is something that Shane Benton, actually, who's a friend of the show, he has a lawn again, a big lawn, so he's excited to be back in the game. He converted one of my 14-inch Scott Bonner to a verticutter, and he said he had a Santa Ana or similar, wintergrass maybe, he would give his lawn a dethatch every third or fourth mow and just pull a little bit of the shit out. And it's when you're applying a lot of fertilizer, especially nitrogen, you can get a lot of thatch. And so by removing it, then you're kind of like almost giving your lawn more air. So there's obviously coring, but then it just gives it more breathing room. It's kind of like when you let that thatch up, it's choking it. That makes sense, right? Kira understood what I was talking about. So yeah, if you want to buy one of those, head over to totaltools.com.au and support the companies that support Lawnhub. Do you reckon they'll send me money for that? That sounded good, right?
I'm not sure.
No, they're not.
It did sound.
Sound all right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Any more questions? We're going to have to cut this off at some point. What's your favourite soundboard sound, Kira?
Oh, I've got them on my laptop. I can have a look.
You've got them on your laptop while we're waiting? I don't know if I should have Barricade sitting next to my sponsored drink.
I like the ones of you. I get no joy from anything. That one.
I get no joy from anything. Yeah, we've had some dark times here at the podcast. Oh, high school PTSD. That was with Menina. It's so funny. I never see her in a bad mood. And
She's
you probably
a cool
don't.
person.
You don't really. Do you see her? You don't really.
I follow her on Instagram.
She's such a good human being. And I was talking to Mudge before about the industry because I don't know, he was talking about something, about an awards night, and he's just like, I'm so fucking happy that you got me into this industry. It's such a good industry. It's such good people. And it's true. Like the landscape industry and the turf industry, there are some fucking spanners, but the lion's share of the human beings are amazing. And I think a lot of that's connected to the fact that we have those 12 immutable laws and no dicks allowed. So you guys aren't exposed to it. And so the more good people we tend to attract, the more good people we tend to attract. And then you've just got all these good people. But that's it. I'm going to call it because I need to go toilet, and that's a good enough reason to end the podcast. So we made it. We got through episode number 81 of Lawnhub Live After Lunch. We managed to get through it without the support of the brains behind the lawn care business. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. I really appreciate your ongoing support. Next week, I have a lunch to go to, so I don't know if I'll make it to the podcast. But if I do, I'll probably be suitably drunk. So Jonesy will be here unless we've got some guests that want to come on board. No one seems to want to be on the podcast, but whatever. Do we have a new song?
I mean, I put one on
I
here.
heard
but
a little bit
don't
of
know if
bang,
it's
bang,
official.
bang, bang. Like it's a little bit of
I
weird
just thought it's better to have something on
than
there
nothing,
than
and it's
but-
free.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to turn this off and start it again. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. And if you need anything lawn care related, just send us a DM. We have the team working over the weekend. So if you're not sure, ask us and we can help you. And I will talk to you again real soon. Keep it green.